Welcome to PageBlast, the show that invites its audience and the fickle whims of fate to participate in the creative process. Each week your hosts, armed only with their wits, your suggestions, and the roll of the dice will endeavour to complete for you a roughly hewn graphic narrative that is not just any random comic in PageBlast. Hey! We're on! Hello!
Yeah.
It's another Page Blast. How you going, D-Man?
I am very good.
Good.
Cthulhu character.
All right.
Still haven't figured a name out for you.
No.
We had Yog before.
Yeah,
had
no.
Zog recently. We had something else happening.
Every name I've thought of is either totally used or totally inappropriate. So, not that it means to be. Tends to be inappropriate in another language, which is
excellent. That doesn't help.
No.
No. Well, you know. Well, hopefully, we'll come up with something. Maybe, you know, there'll be a few ideas for names at some point in time. But for now, you're the Cthulhu chap in the corner.
Yes,
with the pen,
yeah,
magic wand.
That's me down there, and
the drawing skills that come into this incredibly interesting experimental storytelling thing that we've got going.
Yes, for people who don't know what's happening here, well, this is Page Blast, and we're going to make a comic book right here, right now. We're going to do 3 pages, and we're going to use a dice to help us get through. Because you know what, when you watch, when you read a lot of stories or watch a lot of films, it's like they're using a dice anyway. I mean, what is it that they're doing half the time? So we're going to see if we can make a better story actually with the dice. It rarely happens, but we're giving it a go anyway, and it's fun to get through the hoops because it's not easy.
One way or another, there'll be an idea at the end.
One way or another, we will tell a story. So, what we do, first of all...
First thing...
Yep.
Pick
a genre.
We get our table. Yep. Let's grab our genre table. It should be up.
There we go. Genre.
We've got a 4-sided die and a 12-sided die.
That's right.
To give us our main genre to sub-genre there that'll fit in.
So first of all, I'll pick up a 4-sided die and I will see what it comes up with. Oh, that was a bit sci-fi. That wasn't much of a toss, was it? Let's try again. I'll do that. There you go.
Land it right in the center.
3.
It's a 3.
Horror. It's funny because last week we did sci-fi, but it ended up being horror.
Yep. Let's see what the sub is. Last time 12. It was a samurai.
What is it going to be?
Or a 12 if it comes up.
Okay.
Looks like we've got a 5.
War.
It's horror war.
War. Oh, that's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah, we've seen this kind of thing before.
Yeah, totally up for that.
Like the comic book Fiends of the Eastern Front. Did you ever see that one? That was
it
was an interesting
one.
It's
an oldie, but interesting. There's quite a few of those Vault of Horror, Tales from the Crypt type EC comic things that pulled off a few of those war moments too.
Right.
World War One trench kind of stuff.
Yes. We're limited by limiting the technology and ability to move. They make her claustrophobic. And
let's get our character.
How about a location?
Location, okay. We'll do the location before the character. I might actually even shift those tables around.
Okay, so
a little later.
What do we got?
20,
2 10s. 2 10s.
We can do a D20 on this because there's.
It's D20. Okay.
Yeah.
What have we got?
14. 14.
Factory.
Oh. Horror War Factory. Yeah.
Horror War
that already
Factory.
sounds like Stalingrad.
Okay. Why have I got 2 cursors?
That's already Stalingrad right there. but we may make it a little bit more interesting in a
Yes.
sense.
Okay.
We want to hit hard horror here.
Well, I'll go back to the page. Sorry.
Character?
Yeah, let's pick a character. Let's pick a character.
Yep.
Okay.
We got 2 D10s now
Let's get these
instead of
guys
one
out the
D20.
way. 2 D10s.
Because you want to have an emotional.
That's rolled up
The
as
emotion table's the first one, and then
this
the
one,
character, the actual.
See this. This is the one where I haven't fixed it. You roll something, and it comes up as in the corner as the number
it's a plus
underneath.
1 or a different number or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
See, so
Okay,
we'll go
well,
for the
that's
one.
just a. Oh, okay, it's a -1 now. Let's just do what the dice said.
Yes.
The dice said 7 there. So this is going to be a lazy.
A lazy. A lazy.
A lazy what? Doctor. Oh, lovely.
This doesn't.
Doctor that doesn't
this
care
isn't,
about the horrors of war.
Hang on, this is very, very difficult now. So.
A doctor that doesn't care about the horrors of war.
Okay, and the first story beat is. Let's have a look. 20.
Yeah, let's keep it rolling. So what's a D20 for that one?
1. Misery.
Misery. Yeah.
Well, that's easy.
Right.
Well, that's
Let's go.
logical anyway. So I'm just going to do a little note. It was a horror.
Mm-hmm.
It was war. They go together nicely. We're starting in misery. I don't know why I'm doing these things here. We've got a doctor.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And we've got a factory.
Mm-hmm. And he's lazy.
Oh, a lazy doctor.
He's lazy.
Okay. Okay. Well, this seems very much a is it Wolfenstein type of thing? We've got a lazy doctor.
Wolfenstein, they were very busy in that one.
Well, not if you make a mistake. So
not if they keep making mistakes and creating huge cyber dogs and giant
exactly
mechs.
Exactly. They've got a factory they're obviously going to make.
My goodness, did that game make a great comeback. The Wolfenstein comeback.
Well, I think that's the kind of scenario we've got going here, haven't we?
I think we've got that in a sort of in a nutshell, I believe. Yeah, we could follow that motif. Let's do it.
We could think of something more original. We don't have a timer up. Where's my timer? That's interesting. Maybe it broke. Timer. Boing. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Okay, page 1. Let's do it. Page 1's misery.
Hang on. Let's just talk about this for a second. We do have a factory. Do we want to actually go the Wolfenstein kind of way where we're making human monsters? Is that original enough? Can we think of something else? Could we be making machines? But human. It does. It's just begging for it, isn't it? Adding steampunk weaponry to human to soldiers. Is that what do you think?
Yeah. Well, you mean like some kind of experimental soldier mess?
Yes. Yes. So the doctor.
Okay. A doctor that's lazy that does something wrong, perhaps.
Exactly. He's meant to be sticking a Gatling gun on someone's arm or something.
Yeah.
And
he just lazily does something that's no good.
He walks out of the room or something to get a coffee. What do you think? Well, we'll start with the factory. Maybe they're doing them. Obviously, they're doing these mass-produced characters. So while we're talking about that, I will draw a frame and get a establishing shot going.
Yeah. Okay.
How about we could do a vertical establishing shot this time, a nice big one. That's misery. How about that for a establishing shot? That's not a very good frame, is it? In the Let's just take it out.
Okay, you want to... Okay, interesting. A big frame on the left side.
Yeah, why not? Okay, so I'm just going straight into inking. There's no fancy stuff here. We just...
Okay, Sammy's suggesting we've got a Doctor Who thing happening. Yeah.
Oh, so it's that we've got Sammy in here. Is he getting a good stream? Because I've got a warning, an error is not streaming and receiving enough video. But that's okay.
Sammy's there. Sammy Jenkins can see us.
Great. Good to have you here, Sammy. And so let's draw a factory first. Okay, it's war. Let's
Yep.
Shall we go with the First World War type of thing? I'll put.
Sure. We could
Okay.
do, well, First World War's kind of more visceral and dark.
Yep.
I think than World War II. I mean, yeah. Sammy's noting stream's great. Thanks, Sammy.
Cool. I'll put a
Yeah, I can
Zeppelin
do
up.
World War One.
Put a Zeppelin up in the sky.
Yeah.
I think that's what they look like. I'm not going to get too fussy with it. And some spotlights going up, you know. That was bad. Okay. In fact, I just is that even showing up? What's happened here? Pen's not working? Why is my pen not working? Oh.
Uh-oh.
No, it's
Want the
okay.
pen to work?
It was an auto-save moment there.
Ah.
I should switch that off. It must have had an update. Turned auto-save on. Alright. Okay. So let's discuss this this situation we got going here with the what kind of is it a super soldier?
I think this doctor's definitely trying to make that. Sammy's suggesting a World War One version of Star Trek's Borg type of.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that it is a trope. We've seen it so many times, but it's a good one.
We have. And one probably does exist in the World War One.
Oh yeah.
At
Oh well, I
stage.
know that there's at least there was one I saw not
But
too
this is
long
our
ago.
one.
Yeah, not too long ago. But yeah, we're going to do our own one and try not to hit too many of the same exact.
So we're seeing an external here. We're seeing a Zeppelin in the
Yeah.
war-torn skies, and we got a factory external
Mm-hmm.
established, and then we can go in on the next
Yeah.
frame, the next panel.
To get this done quickly, and I'll just do. Hang on, if it's a factory. See if we can establish
Yeah,
a factory.
those kind of
Yeah,
half roofs,
yeah.
yes, with these
Yeah.
chimney steamer chimney thingies. A lot of coal.
Because why not? Because coal is our future.
It is, unfortunately. It's a disgusting thing, but you know, it works.
Steam. You'd think after all this time we could come up with something better than, well, not better than, but you know, just what did I just do? Look, my interface popped in. I shall lock that.
Yeah, we have come up with the tech. We just don't want to spend the money on it. There's too many strong, tough, and dangerous people that don't want it to happen just yet.
Or lazy, fat, and boring, depending on.
Oh, nice. We got a few.
Oh,
of
did
them.
I accidentally get? Is that political? I find it unusual that when you talk about that, it's actually political. It's like everything's political now.
everything
Even
could be-
doctors are
everything could be.
political. if you're going to take the doctor's
Yeah.
advice, somehow that's politics now these days.
Yeah.
What? How is
I
that?
bought
I
a
don't know
milkshake
when
the
that.
other day, and
Yeah.
that became political.
Well, that is a statement when you do that. You've clearly shown us your alignment there.
Yeah, that's right.
Because everyone has to have a distinct binary alignment to something. Yeah. Mm.
That's why art is so good. Pretty much transcends those kind of things and when you see those things get implemented into the art, like politics into art, it's usually crap.
Well, some say that being involved with that is a political position in itself.
Yes, true. Can never argue that.
Because politics is art. Just draw it. What I'm doing now is pretty much revolutionary kind of activity.
Yeah.
Just by drawing a line on a page. What happened there? My thumb pressed the button. Okay.
Sammy, nice one.
What's he said here? Remember...
No one asks the cows if we can steal their milk for our shakes.
No. Unwilling participants. Okay.
So, are we going to go
yes,
internal?
We're going internal right now. Okay. It's
I think our timer reset. That's why, because we plopped out of the scene.
I accidentally
we had about
knocked
8 minutes, I think, or 7 minutes.
Right.
So when this 14 drops down to about 7, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was that much anyway.
All right, so I better speed up.
Have a look, but I'll give you 7 minutes.
Oh gosh. Where's my tool? Where's my tool? Frame. Draw a frame. Here we go. And it's a miserable situation we got going here. So, how's drawing?
You got your tools? There we go. Layers are good.
Okay. So, inside we're going to have to maybe mimic this kind of repeated thing. That's a bad perspective. Let's actually go this way because it's just awkward otherwise. And we've got various doctors, medical technicians. Let's give them masks. And they could have great big okay, I'm going to put these weird kind of, have you been into old-fashioned factories where they have all this really it's like a mechanical arm, right, coming down, and it's just and it comes down and attaches to his
quite
thing
a heavy
like this.
device too.
Yeah, and it's
a lot of accidents.
Yeah, and there's like lots of these kind of things because this is and basically there's all these different things coming down, different doctors and patients on gurneys. Working on, I'll make a space here. Maybe they get 2 patients each. Here's one, a doctor here. Gotta be quick. Working on a patient here. Now, which way are their heads going to be facing? I guess this way so that we can see them in the screen. Okay.
So we're looking at one of them.
Well,
and the idea is obviously a whole army
Yeah, there's a whole army, but
or a platoon of them.
basically put the ingredients in it, and then I'm gonna kind of duplicate it up in the short time that we have. I've got another one here. I should have the horror music on. Should change the horror
Oh,
to the horror music.
let's do it.
Let's go. We're in the wrong, totally in the wrong mood, aren't we? Let's go horror. We haven't really organised these.
The switcheroos. Yeah. OBS is quite a lot of fun when it works.
Okay. No, OBS is fine. I just when I pick the genre. Oh yeah, what's he got?
He's got a scene with hospital beds in the foreground and molten metal pouring in the background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Ah, that sounds quite nasty, doesn't it? Here, I'll just fix up this doctor in the foreground.
It's actually very good ambience. I like it.
Various
so in
doctors.
That space in the back behind the dock,
yeah,
you'd probably whack that molten.
That's exactly where I'm going up
metal
there.
Coming straight down.
Exactly.
Very good, Sammy.
So here, it's from the crucible into the crucible from the.
Wow.
Various pourings of metal, and that music's good. Is this some of your stuff, D-Man?
Say again?
Is this some of your stuff, this music?
Well, I actually can't hear it on my...
Oh, you can't hear it?
Well, I'll hear it on the stream if I put the stream up, so...
It doesn't have a track name because they're all joined together in one long track.
Yeah, if I turn it up too loud, we could get a feedback, so I'll just take your word for it.
Okay. It's got little noises going on, and drones, and now we have some white noise, which sounds. You can't hear it.
I can see the level. Yeah, I can see the levels though.
Maybe I should turn it up a little bit more.
Deep.
Yeah, I'll give it a bit more volume. There you go.
Yeah. But there's a certain bass that doesn't get through on certain speakers, so a lot of the horror stuff that we've got has got some subby stuff.
Okay, this is quite moody.
I can't hear it either, even if I turn it up loud. So, okay, yeah. Only Sammy says you can only hear us both. But you just swapped out the music, so it's really odd. Maybe it's just a low piece. It'll probably blow up at some point and scare everyone.
I'll check if it's going to the...
Oh, there we go. Apparently it's there now.
Oh, it's just probably a little bit quiet, that's all.
The levels are there. It's just a different bass frequency that's not coming through every type of speaker out there.
Okay.
It probably is some of my stuff because I didn't mix it properly. I didn't compress it properly.
No, it sounds good. Yeah. All right, so let's move on to this next frame.
Let's move on to the last frame.
Apparently I've gone over by 6 minutes.
We're at the very end of the 15-minute mark, but we can keep going. Let's just hit that last frame. Close up, minigun getting placed on the arm sloppily.
Yes. Oh, I've done something wrong there. Which one is this? This is that one.
Yeah.
One goes there. Put this down to here. Okay. Okay, that should be this panel. Good. All right. Actually, if I just quickly go back to here, and I'll use this one as our doctor.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I'll make him a baldy, so it's
The shadow
and then
is good.
I'll get him to be. This mechanical device should be leaning all the way over to help him put it on. Maybe there we go. Creepy music. That's really good. Okay, so and now maybe I need to break it up into two things so that how do I put this onto this guy's arm? Gatling gun.
You see, like the elbow from the elbow, I guess.
Yes.
It's one of them small ones. Because an entire arm wouldn't really make much. It'll be difficult to maintain if it's the whole arm, because then you have to move the whole arm and then adjust the whole body to shoot it. Whereas if it's just on the end of the elbow, it can be much more flexible.
Yes. See, it would be good if I'd studied these things. Like, what does a Gatling gun really look like?
It looks exactly like that. Yep, you got it. Exactly the right amount of barrels as well. And it's exactly the type of look of the Gatling from that era.
Phew. That's lucky. Alright, I'm not sure
sparks
exactly.
Hanging off between the joints, I think, as it's getting plastered on.
Yes.
Clumsily plastered on.
That's
maybe.
right. I'll put his... Oh, why? Oh, I'm drawing on... Oh dear, something's gone wrong here. I'll just...
Wrong layer?
X, yep.
Okay.
Wrong layer.
Oh, okay, it's on that layer, is it? Yeah, give it a new one.
Here we go. It should be on that layer. Put that on there. Deselect everything, and then
There you go.
I'll just have to quickly clean up this. Clean up the. Oh, that's interesting. The BG.
All good?
Yep, just going to clean that up. You can't see my cursor at all. Oh yeah, you can. You can see it wiggling around. Alright, now back to here. Oh, this is some more good music. Alright, so is that the right layer? Good. Oh, sacrificial error here. Never mind. Hand on here. Here's the lazy doctor. And he's leading over. He's going to have some of these.
Lazy doctor indeed.
He hasn't proved himself to be lazy just yet. I guess we'll have to do that on the next page, where he does his... where he messes up.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad proportions. Look, a giant-sized head. This is...
Yeah, it's like... Hey, no, that's actually good, because it looks like he's... Oh, yeah, he's a bit big, yeah. Let's drop him a bit. He could be distracted or just like, you know, it's a hard thing to draw, isn't it? Laziness. Unless you're like sitting on a couch with your gut out. And your pants
especially if he's
down
got glasses on. Maybe I should take the glasses off. I'll give him a monocle.
And then we can have like a, yeah, show a bit of tiredness. You need, I guess it's a feature that needs to be seen on the face, so glasses kind of make it a bit tricky.
Especially if he's got a mask on as well.
Yeah.
Although some actors, you know, they can do it. They can just use a nostril. That's all you got, mate. That's all you get for this movie. You've got one nostril to act with.
Yeah.
Everything else is covered. Oh, really? Yep. I'll do my best. All right. Okay. I think this is enough information to get. I mean, anyone?
We're over time.
We're over time.
18, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have a look.
All right. The first page always takes the longest. Right. We do know that.
Yeah. We can make up for it now. We've got to start.
All right. Okay. Whew. Is this misery?
Right.
Does it look like
Let's
misery?
Roll the dice for the middle.
Does it look like misery though? I guess if it's war, it's misery, isn't it?
Miserable. Yeah. Colors can help accentuate that.
Yeah, I'll put some stitches on and stuff like that.
I mean, it is a miserable job.
I guess.
Put a Gatling gun on a corpse's arm.
Yeah, it looks pretty miserable. Okay, scruffy picture though it is, it'll have to do. Okay.
Okay. Middle. Roll for the middle.
Middle story beat. Hang on, I just looked at this and it looked rubbish, so I'm just going to have to fix that. Okay, that'll do.
Okay.
Okay, next story beat.
Roll the dice. Where's the dice screen?
Story. Okay, so this is something that I've done dumb here, haven't I?
You made it come up over.
Yeah, over the wrong background here.
Page.
So just for now, I'll just have to until next week, where I remember to fix this.
Yellow.
I'll just make that disappear for now. All right, what are we doing? Story beat, and
we're going to roll for middle.
Roll
so
for
D20,
middle.
and we can't have misery.
We can't have misery.
Yep.
Victory.
Well, it is war.
Okay.
There is some
already.
kind of victorious that this lazy doctor has somehow pulled something off. He's pulled off an actual thing where this super soldier did work, but we just don't know how well it's working. Maybe.
This could be up
hence,
on a monitor.
His laziness and misery.
Yeah. Yes.
Could have something to do with how this all comes out.
Victory. All right, new page anyway. So I just have to fix this up. I messed up. Here we go. So victory. What do we got?
He succeeds in building the super soldier. Just doesn't know how it's going to.
Yes. Well, the built super soldier that's it. He's finished. Yeah, like you're saying, he's finished a super soldier. So we'll have a look at a good finished thing.
It's
he's
a victorious
standing up.
moment in essence.
Yeah. We haven't done the lazy bit yet, though. So maybe we should do the lazy bit before the victory, and watch him.
It could end up being this. We don't like this. May be a victorious moment, but it could end up being a tragedy due to the laziness.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. That's our link into the thing. So we've got to work with we've got victory and obviously a blunder, and
Sammy, that's classic.
What's he got?
Completes an entire army, then realizes he didn't load them with ammo. Sammy's just
great.
Worked out all three acts.
That's a Bag's future shock
basically
right
created
there.
a Monty Python, just like that.
All right,
just like that.
Okay, where's my frame? Here's my frame.
That's what page blasting is all about. You just need that extra mind there. One extra mind, even if it's just one. Sammy's here. He's coming up with the goods whilst we're trying to baffle ourselves about. And that to me sounds like a good, complete, full story right there.
Okay, so
We still have to do the rules by rolling for the third act. Yeah,
we
maybe.
still have
We've
to.
at least got a great start for it now.
We still have to draw
Great
something.
end.
Okay. Mucking around with that too long. All right. So.
I guess it's a special moment. The robot is there. He gets his Gatling arm. I gather it's in the middle of wartime, so they're about to face something.
It'd be nice to see some action.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's not worry about how good the drawing is too much. We've just got to blast through this. This is what it's about. I'll get it. I'll become a better drawer in another lifetime. Okay.
You can fix them all up at the end. We'll just do the Mr. Squiggle version now.
Yeah. Yeah, super soldier.
Victory. Doc's happy with his creation.
There's the super soldier. I'll give him some mechanical cargo pants. Wouldn't it be great to see a movie of Rogue Trooper? Do you know Rogue Trooper?
Yeah.
That would be a good one. They kind of did that. Universal Soldier which was awful, was very similar idea. But it'd be good to see that one.
That spawned a few sequels. Fans loved the first one. It's got a bit of a cult following.
There was a 3D one that wasn't actually too bad. I think the second one was awful.
It's been a long time since I've seen those.
I mean, when I say wasn't too bad, it was no masterpiece. You don't get many masterpieces, especially not in the horror, as we said. But it's interesting, though, that we were talking just before the Page Blast about colour of outer space. That was getting quite interesting, but I haven't finished watching it yet. I had to go to Betty Buys. And the lighthouse was pretty interesting. That's kind of turned into a very Lovecraftian kind of event.
It absolutely did, yeah.
I wasn't expecting that at all. I tried to avoid, seeing anything about that before I watched it.
Yeah, I enjoyed The Lighthouse. I liked how the director, Robert Eggers, who did The Witch,
yes,
which is another great film.
Yeah.
And he gave it an interesting Academy ratio frame as well. Well, the one I saw was.
It was almost square. It was like
yeah.
It wasn't. What ratio was that?
It's
It was
an
actually the same ratio almost as this. This yes, this here, which I haven't actually.
The aspect ratio, just checking it now, was 1:9 to 1. It's black and white, excellent black and white film quality type. I don't know if he shot it digitally. I'm not sure. I can double check that, but
right. Well,
he used the Panavision Panaflex Millennium XL2 Bausch & Lomb Baltar and Petzval lenses. Wow, 35mm negative XX. Yep, I actually did do something in XX negative many years ago. That is an excellent black and white film.
right.
It looked pretty damn good.
Okay.
That's the negative format in the end, but they did do intermediate 4K. They obviously did some digital touch-ups on it in the end to make it look nice and sharp and bright. All those dark colours were rich as hell. It just looked beautiful. I really loved the look of it.
My favourite part was where sorry, what's his name? The Willem Dafoe. When Willem Dafoe cursed Patterson was just brilliant.
Yeah.
That's a speech to recall and use to bring out on those opportune moments when someone doesn't like your drawing.
We love your drawing. Well, you do have 7 minutes to complete it.
So I think maybe we're going to make this page short. So it's a page blast, so it's almost a case of
victory. Soldiers already, maybe all the soldiers.
Maybe, hang on.
And a speech. A general comes out to do a speech before they go off into battle with no ammo.
Hang on, we're going with no ammo. Just yet, I love the idea, but what have we just got to go a little bit more organically right now and just get through this page? Yeah. So, I don't like the layout that I've done here. I think I'm going to have to increase the whole size of the whole thing.
You mean that first frame?
Yeah, the whole panel.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that's going to be better, and then I'll change the actual. It's going to make it easier to cover the page. It's cheating. How to cheat. There we go.
Yeah, coming back to Color Out of Space, I loved it. The director, Richard Stanley, is a very intelligent, genius artist. One of the rare gems out there. It's made a comeback. It's great to see him back.
Yeah, after such a long time. I mean, what was he doing? He had a vineyard or something for years, or I don't know what he did.
Oh no, he's been.
Wasn't he in France or something, just hanging out in France?
He's a creative lifestyle kind of chap, and he's been doing a lot of. I think he travelled a bit, and just got his headspace together. Always had these projects in mind. He's just such a good visionary director, and he does great work. He's got an amazingly awesome following, like a lot of cult following type fans, and yeah, he's going to keep giving us these Lovecraft films now. Hopefully, I think he will. Thinking Dunwich Horror would be next, perhaps.
That'll be fun to see. Okay.
Continue this Color Out of Space thing. See how we go. I certainly will be there day one. Everyone else.
Well, I haven't done anything lazy with the dog. Oh wait, it's that he's forgotten the ammo. Okay, it is. So
that's the lazy.
So here's
come up with.
Yeah, it is true. So let's go. I'm going to divide this panel up, and we've got it here.
Got an army of them ready.
Well, here's the real victory moment. Is the look of smugness. Of smugness here.
I love the way he stands there and he's just like got his arms out going, there, you're ready.
Yeah. and then here we are, where he's looking so smug. I'll take his, I'll have his mask off. He's got his mask off and stuff. Put his art mask hanging around his chin. Even though that looks a bit weird. How do doctors... That's more like a chef though, isn't it? Okay, doesn't matter. Same thing, Dr. Chef.
Yeah, okay, yeah, well, yeah.
Okay,
World War One doctors. I could probably pull up a reference really quickly if I can.
as the super soldier. Appropriate music. Chong, 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 chong. Couldn't have planned this. This is why dice are better than actual writers. Hear that, writers?
Well,
Hear that, writers?
I think Seth MacFarlane might agree with you. I'm not sure any other professional writers will, but
Well, why would they? They've been replaced.
this isn't their thing. So
We'll all get replaced one day. I'll get replaced by an algorithm.
yes, most likely, yeah. I did see a funny Seth MacFarlane thing where it was actually a mock on him, which was a hearty little mock where it showed like I think it was like a tub full of gophers, or maybe not gophers, or platypuses or something, and they would grab a random ball from this big huge basket like thing that they were in, and they'd drop the ball into this hole, and that ball was a story beat.
What?
And it would literally be the entire framework for all the Family Guy episodes already. It's like they're trying to basically say, this is how Seth does his storytelling.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
It's like, well, yeah, and this is why Seth's got 20 plus seasons of Family Guy. You know? And all of it's funny because he's a genius, and anybody else is just probably jealous. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I don't argue. I go with the flow, and that doctor does look good. They're all kind of in suits. They've got the breast that you've got there can be that, or it can go straight down the middle.
Well, you know what? I haven't done any of this, but I always liked that, and this is from that era, around then when they had those big black gloves,
right?
Like electrical proof, gloves. Those ones. That was that.
Yeah.
I love that thing. Love that look. It's so.
Okay. I'm gonna now try and get this reference.
It's so It's so old Universal monster type thing,
Gee, I hope this reference picture works. It might be a little bit.
Oh, reference! We haven't done that for a while.
I think we tried one last week and it was a bit messy. It was half showing up.
Get it to line up with the actual.
Got it right almost times up, but that's cool. We can still cheat.
Let's have a look at the reference then. I've got to fix the background for these pages. Right. I'll just plunk these all into a folder, and then we'll go to the reference. Reference. Have I not put it on the? I haven't put it in my shortcuts. Reference.
Reference in the scene. There we go. It's only half the picture, but
oh, okay. Yeah, right.
It's pretty much just a whole row of them.
Huh, good one.
Doctors from World War One.
This is an interesting. Did you see that movie that was in this sort of similar style of this era? And it was called. It was about a hospital in the Alps where people are drinking water. They're going for aqua treatment. It's quite recent. I forget who made it. Oh, it was.
Was it recent?
Yeah, actually, it was Verbinski. The guy did the Gore. Yeah, and he's done this sort of kind of thriller horror thing.
The Cure for Wellness?
Cure for Wellness. Did you see that one?
That was his last one? Yeah. That looks like hospitals. I actually missed this one. I wanted to see Cure for Wellness. Actually.
Yeah, it's on Netflix if you got that.
An ambitious young executive is sent to retrieve his company's CEO from an idyllic but mysterious wellness centre at a remote location in the Swiss Alps.
Yep.
As soon suspects that the spas treatments are not what they seem. Okay. No, I missed this one actually. I wanted to see it.
Yeah, if you've got that streaming service that I mentioned before that I'm not meaning to promote, but But
I think it's become a common household word.
yeah.
Milk
So
and cookies now, Netflix. Well, I'm sure that they'd be on other streaming services as well.
but
Yeah,
it
Cure
is
for Wellness.
it is on there if you need to.
Mhm.
So I'm doing them all going off to war here.
All right.
They're all marching off into the. Is that too much of a quick jump? In maybe if I just cheat this really
Okay.
crudely and put that doctor in the frame and
Yeah, he's just waving to them. Go to war. Yeah.
is that too corny? It's
The hell with the general. He's just sending him off into the front lines.
yeah.
So that's explosions in the foreground, in the background
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
And I've got a dogfight happening here.
Oh, okay, yeah. Biplanes, yep. Red Baron's up there somewhere.
Yeah. And
Shot down by an Aussie, apparently.
And tracers. Okay. Oh, we did a page. All right. That could have taken longer.
Right. Okay, now
Time's
we,
up. Time's
realise-
up. Okay.
Well, thanks to Sammy, we've got some kind of plan for the third act. So let's hit the dice for that and see how we're going to implement empty ammo.
Okay. Well, I've got to get all my pictures into that folder. In you go. Get in there. Alrighty. So, it's a story. Okay.
Roll the d20.
Roll the d20. Oh.
Betrayal. Well, yeah. If I was one of these robots, I'd feel betrayed by that little incident of laziness and not stacking me up with the lead.
Well, if we've already written the end of the story, this dice roll is a bit redundant.
Well, not really. Betrayal. You know, the soldiers can feel betrayed that they weren't armed with ammo and sent into war.
Okay.
That's perfect.
All right. Yes. Well, we will go with
It'll
this.
look funny, I guess.
Yeah,
'cause they're-
yes.
They're all got faces. They step out onto the battlefield. They point these Gatling guns at the enemy and then click.
No, that's right.
And then the look on their faces are like, "Wah,
Yep.
wah."
Betrayed.
And then maybe some kind of horrific finale for them, like a World War One type airstrike. I don't know how many the planes were dropping bombs, but they were very strange, weren't they? We'll look at that actually. I might quickly.
Yeah, they
see how
dropped
they were
them.
doing
Just
airstrikes.
dropped them
Well,
manually.
artillery mainly, but
Well, they dropped them
Let's see.
manually out of the biplanes. They just dropped them.
yeah. Or mortars would just be the simple way to do this. Artillery and mortars.
Maybe. Okay. So
Some heavy
actually-
artillery dumping some ridiculous amounts of death. That was the one thing that was just the pureness of horror of World War One, was if you're in a trench and there was artillery bombing the absolute night lights and daylights out of you. The
So-
trenches sort of didn't work for them that much, but they did to some extent.
so
Just
here
depends on the
comes.
size of the artillery.
Did I put
Yeah,
this?
they could all probably be wiped out by artillery.
I put the Gatling gun on the left arm. That was a bit weird. Okay. So anyway.
Yeah.
Here
Some of them are left-handed.
or and there's hatches coming out of the other arms. Okay, so all right, so here we have Super Soldier number 1.
Getting excited to fire off his empty minigun because of a lazy doctor. Stupid
Actually, let's
doctor after all
go
that effort.
reverse angle here. Reverse angle, ammo. Is that
Yep.
too simple?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that's all right. Or you could just, if you didn't have to write the word ammo, you could just have the chain of it coming out the back into the side of the gun.
I think I put one of these kind of
Yeah,
things,
exactly.
which is a bit of a cheat trope, but
Yeah.
why not? Okay.
It's a little Jesse Ventura predatory, but that's all right. It's a little bit into the future, but hey.
All right.
Very nice.
It's a bit of a rough drawing. So, I don't know. Dodgy. He's coming over, and here in the trench is the enemy.
Okay.
Oh God, holding a gun. How is he doing this? This is something I have not. Okay, actually, let's just go with a simple.
They've all come over the hill going, what have we just faced? What are these things?
Yeah, I'm not sure if this frame is actually doing what I want. I've got to keep working though. Let's try and work with it. Let's do something. Let's just tilt him up a bit. Take some of the energy out of that.
A cool tool, that is.
Wow, that last track was brutal. Brutal. I know. Here, I'm going to put it on one of these things.
Okay. Stationary machine gun. A Bren of some sort.
Yep.
Maybe there's a couple of those chaps lined up.
They used to have some pretty weird machines, didn't they, back then? I might do some of those.
Some pretty great tanks.
Yeah. Just
They're awesome little mini fortresses, actually. Multiple guns hanging out of them. A lot of the inspiration in the Warhammer games were loosely around those World War I tanks rather than the next war.
a bit like a Dalek, that one. In fact, there were some that were quite a lot like Daleks, weren't there? The very first ones, the very, very, very first ones, I believe, were very much Dalek-like kind of containers. And I believe that they built a whole bunch of them in Liverpool or something like that. And then they all went on strike because of some terrible thing that was going on with the industrial stuff. There was some bad scene going on, and they went on strike. And the first deployment of the tanks were against the Liverpudlians themselves, who just made the tanks. It's a bit of a lost story of, oh dear, really, is that what happened? Yes, it is. Not good. If I've got that right, it could have been Birmingham. I'm not no expert in any of this, so I'm willing to be corrected and find the actual info. Alright, that's not a great drawing. I don't like his position here, but we have no time. I've got to move on. I've got to finish it, D-Man.
Yeah, I think we're going to get there. Just have him take the gun out, point it at them, maybe do some I don't know, reactionary type squibbles on top of their heads, as in, oh, what is this?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Some. How about
Yeah,
that?
it's
Then,
like,
okay.
whoa, what is that?
What the hell? And then a quick. This is the last page, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
I'd say another frame of
Yeah.
the reaction
Yeah.
on our super
Yes,
soldier,
that's exactly what
this
I'm.
big grin on his face, and
That's
then this big
exactly right.
click underneath.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly what I'm going to do. Looking like time to meet your maker. I mean, I should have really given him a mohawk. That would have been. I mean, it's another trope, isn't it? That was Second World War where they did that, wasn't it?
Mohawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had interesting haircuts.
There was a
throughout that
whole.
period.
There was a whole. There was a whole. I don't know if battalion is the right word. Squad, or I don't know what they. Company.
A Mohawk battalion.
Yeah, there's a company. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they all had mohawks. They were the very famous ones who stormed,
Oh, yeah,
I think, Omaha Beach or something. They were Yanks.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, the military history of the Mohawks. Let's have a look at that. Oh yeah, wow, look at them. Awesome.
I don't know about mohawks in World War One.
They were courageous U.S. Army paratroopers who first popularized the Mohawk haircut more than
They were
70 years ago during
paratroopers.
the Normandy
Okay.
invasion in D-Day. Wow.
It was
Long before
Normandy,
it's copied
but
by rockers.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Certain paratroopers were
Actually, I'll leave the click.
Mohawking up.
I'll leave the click for now. Leave the click for now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the next panel is the surprised.
Is the surprise. Betrayal.
I don't know how to exactly end this, but okay, so I'm going to do him standing up, all looking kind of with his gun. I might make him lean back a bit more. Got the wrong eraser on. I'll do a whole bunch of others here too.
Every single one of them. I think if you did do a click in that first panel and then you did multiple clicks in the next one.
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
Then it's a comedy. Yeah. Click, 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 click. And then the surprise look on there. I mean, the little surprise sparks on their heads. And then the other soldiers just let rip with their working guns back at them. Lazy doctor, not completing the ammo. At this stage, more of a doofusy doctor, but you can pass him as lazy.
Oh, it depends how we play this last frame, and I've got a good one.
Yeah.
I've got a good
All
one
right.
in my head. I'll just. Oh, or maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it seems that he did it on purpose if I do it wrong.
He's pointing that one down. He's probably looking at it going, ah. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of zooming, I might just have to go in a bit closer here just to handle this. I've got the wrong eraser on. Why is that? PageBlast. There we get the right eraser. There we go. Back to the thing. Okay.
I'm just trying to think of a title for our.
Oh yes, let's
little
think.
blueprint
If whoever's watching, help us think of a
Betrayal
title.
at Victory Hill. The lazy betrayal at Victory Hill. Oh, that's the first one that comes to mind anyway.
You and whose army?
You and whose army? Yeah, okay. That's another one.
Okay. Army of armies. Oh, I didn't frame that better. Next panel. How long are we going
Okay,
for?
next panel
Got
would be
5
the-
minutes to go.
Yep. It's the. Is it 5 minutes or is it 1 minute?
Oh,
I'm saying
time's up. Oh dear.
Okay.
Oops.
Okay. We got close to the end. That's fine. The other soldiers just either let rip or the artillery just hits these guys.
Oh yeah, it's the artillery's gonna. They're just gonna getting mowed down now.
Yeah.
What angle to take this from? I'm not sure. Is just sideways, I think. Just sideways.
Yeah.
Just chunks. That's a trope in movies that always gets me, is this thing that I'm doing here, is when people get actually blown away by guns.
Yeah.
I don't think that actually happens.
This huge hurricane of.
Do actually
coming through.
people don't actually get pushed over by gunfire, do they? Maybe if it was a 50 cal, 50 cal or
Depends,
something.
Yeah. It's a big gun, and all kinds of strange things happen. Like bodies exploding, in fact, even at some stage. But
Well, yes, but
stories that you hear.
right, but just people. Yeah, I just don't. Pistols and stuff. People don't. That doesn't happen, does it? Rifles. No. People don't get pushed over by rifles.
No, they just fall.
Mm.
But yeah, when it's exaggerated in the movies, it's quite crazy how
artistic license sometimes just sometimes you just lose your disbelief.
Certainly does it.
Oh yeah, like a 50 cal, or one of those dug things, definitely would.
They do mess. They make a mess. But a lovely big bomb will do even more.
Oh God. If it's a helicopter, you're toast.
Or one of those A-10 Thunderbolt monstrosities
I don't
in
even
the
know
US
what that
Army.
is.
An incredible bomber. Well, it's like a fighter bomber kind of fixed-wing aircraft that comes in and does the most terrifying Vulcan cannon Gatling blast down on the ground. It rakes the hell out of everything in its path. It's pretty savage.
Is that one of those ones they
One could
call
say
the
that it's been the
vampire or
most
something?
effective.
Is it the vamp? No, the
Yeah, I
the
think so.
warthog. The warthog.
Warthog, yeah. That kind of thing, yeah. A-10 Thunderbolt's the one I'm thinking of. Probably one of the most genius pieces of military hardware ever made, I reckon. A lot of action in Operation Desert Storm.
Okay, we get what's happened here. I'll make the gun even fall apart a bit. And then we go back to the parking lot, as they say. Last panel. If I made this, I could make that bigger. I could make that one bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Clean that up a little bit for viewing. Last
Betrayal.
panel and
Look on his face. Number 1, Doc. Well done. Oh dear. No. Yeah, lazy eyes. Doesn't know what's just happened.
I'm not sure if I'm really getting this expression, the right gag here.
It's a hard one. Lazy expression's very hard. It's more like, I guess the eyelids are half shut. He's looking upwards, maybe. Cheers, Sammy.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, I guess the mouth could help too, I guess, if you got it. Yeah, I think he may have got it with that mouth. Maybe.
He's just, whatever. He's just
Like,
good.
Yeah. With his chin,
well.
I guess his chin's a bit, yeah. Yeah, there we go.
Alright, towers in the background.
Alright.
Steaming. Okay.
Cool. Well done.
That's it.
Well done. Well, thank you again to Sammy for thinking of the finale in the middle of the act. It's usually a cool thing to happen.
Actually, I might do one thing here. We've got a mirror from the image above it. That looks bad on the same page. So what I might
I
do,
see what you mean. Yep.
I
So
might just flip
Yeah.
him.
Good point. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's walking back the other way, so it makes it so
That's
he's
right.
So he's
Yeah, it's a response.
so he's
Very
not,
responsive if it's that
yeah,
way.
and he's not even really aware of what he's just done either. Is he? He's just walking the other direction. He doesn't even know.
No.
Maybe I go closer up as well.
That's it. Exactly. I was going to suggest a bit of a close up. So, number 1 Doc is reversed as
Yes.
well on his mug, but that could be.
What's another thing he could have on his mug? He could have
Oh, God. Just
Gra-
a picture of his own face.
Greatest doc ever. Well, number
Awesome.
one doc is pretty.
Number one doc filled it probably, yeah. Yeah. All right. Cool. We'll do a recap.
Okay.
Get a bit of background.
Oh, did I spoil his expression? It looks like he did it on purpose if I do it wrong.
All right.
Okay, that's it. Done.
Okay, let's do a recap.
Save as. What's our episode called?
I have got lazy betrayal at Victory Hill. I mean, that's all I can think of at the moment. I'm obviously open for everything and anything.
Okay, something short and sharp and titles. I'll just call it.
I've always found them to be the hardest thing to do. I never titled any of my scripts until, halfway through them, and then at the end of them I changed them anyway, and then it changed eventually again, and oh God, titles.
I'm going to call it Lord of the Gun for now.
Lord of the Gun. Lazy Lord of the Gun.
Well, it's a title. It's bait.
Mm.
It's bait here. So,
all right. I'm cool with Lord of the Gun.
Just put all
King
this
of the Gun, Lord of the Gun.
It's slightly deceptive. It's you got
Gun Doctor.
Gun Doctor. That's quite good, actually.
Genius Gun Doctor. Is there such a thing as a gun doctor? Oh dear.
I'm just trying to group these little mofos so I can. Why is something happening here? Technical difficulties. Ah, there it is.
Okay.
Yep, sorry
Looking
about
good.
that.
Let's go to page 1. Recap.
Page 1.
Page 1 was lazy. It was a lazy misery. The misery of a job putting together.
Well, let's forget that. Let's just go through and see if the story works without, getting too bogged down in our technical.
That's fixing up cyber soldiers.
Yep.
And he seems to look like he knows what he's doing. He's putting it all together. So he succeeds at this point in time until we get to the second page.
Okay. Now we have.
He's quite happy with what he's achieved and thinking, "Oh, that'll do. Off you go, lads. Off you go." All of them are on their way to the battle. They show up to the battle, and they didn't load up the ammo.
Don't know if that really.
Maybe
we should have this last. We haven't really communicated why it's click, click, click. There should be in the last panel here some evidence of the ammo that we forgot to load.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
The doc could just stare at the ammo boxes on the ground.
Yeah, he should be behind him. Okay, let's make some more room.
Just legions of boxes.
Yeah, boxes of ammo. There we go.
You might want to make him smaller again then.
Yeah.
And maybe fit it behind him. So make him smaller. So
yep.
You've got all that room behind him to stack it maybe, but it depends on how that'll angle up. But yeah. There we go.
All this will be there. Number 1 doc. Let's see if I can fit it in there. Ammo. Here we go.
Yeah, lots of boxes of it. Yeah.
I don't know if it works, but
that squiggle that's coming out of the coffee cup,
mhm.
I'd put that on top of his head. It's like he's just aloof. It's like his head is like that. It's just the bubbling nothing of heat, of just lazy. I don't know. I've seen it before in
There's got
classic,
enough room.
like Tintin comics and Asterix comics, and it denoted somebody that's mental to do the squiggle above the heads. But I don't know if that works anymore these days. Just like one like tornado like squiggle, but with just like one line of it.
I don't know this.
Like he's in out. He's just a buffoon.
Okay. I don't know if I've got that. I don't know if I've got that right.
I could probably pull up a Tintin reference maybe and show you what that looked like. But I think in back in those comics, it was more about them being mental, which is clueless.
I wonder if I could have shown the actual empty. This is the gag. We have to show this gag, otherwise it's not working. What do you think, Sammy? Okay.
Get the boxes in there, definitely.
No, I'll just leave it like that for now. There we go.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I think there's a lot of ammo at the back.
I'll just make sure the lot. Yeah,
it's full. It's just full of ammo.
Yeah, there it is. Ammo. Uh-huh. There you go. And there it is. So much for the super soldier.
Yeah. A lot of work went into that super soldier, and all of a sudden, yay, laziness prevails. Bravo.
Okay.
Well done.
Well, that was it. Another page blast. For
complete. We'll come up with the title eventually. It'll pop up on the channel.
Mm-hmm. Any suggestions will be.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Thanks, D-Man.
Alrighty, dudes.
Good episode.
Great to hang out again.
That was a fun one.
Till next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
See you later from PageBlast. And thanks again, Sammy Jenkins.
See you later.